can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. Right, it's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet, I thought I heard the shuffle of angels. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, John, go do my will. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Throw you a rock, hide your hand, working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter.
We will be back in some form.
We have an army of digital soldiers, because this was an insurgency.
Hundreds dead, thousands infected across multiple continents.
You guys know what this represents?
All the people that have gone out there against the mainstream media and said, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs. You are.
What's up, Patriots? I hope everyone is kicking ass and taking names. Hey, I got my sweet tea right here, watching the ending of this long-ass movie that everybody's been watching alongside us. Welcome to the party. That's right, the Patriot Party News.com. I'm your host, Chaz Carter, coming at you guys live, as always. So lots of things are going on. We're going to be covering that. Also, I'm going to have some people most likely knocking on my door any second. So lots to cover. So if you do not have a clue what the hell our platform is, very simple. We report the news from the PatriotPartyNews.com. We live stream from our website. And also, you can go there to join our social media platform, censor-free, where all of the Patriots are coming in and getting ready for the for whatever is about to happen, supposedly, which we're going to cover over the weekend. Yeah, going into it. And I think everyone's going to be kind of like, uh-oh, maybe what they've been saying is true. We're going to find out. So real quick, if you're a Patriot, you know it. Let everyone else know it. Let us know what state you call home and you're representing, or country, depending on where you're watching us from. I know we've Got people all over the world watching us right now. Michigan representing right off the bat. What's up, Michigan? Connecticut in the house. Whoop, whoop. West Virginia. Ohio in that house. That's right. Florida representing. Ohio. Dayton. Daytona, Florida. What's up? Arizona. I'm here. Can't chat, but I'm here. What's up? The Tooth is in the house. What's up? Royal Jenkins. What's up? Illinois. Wisconsin's in the house. Ohio's checking in. Cleveland, Ohio. That's what I'm talking about. North Carolina. What's up? PA rocking the house. Indiana. Woo-woo. Go Dogs. Georgia representing, ladies and gentlemen. Nebraska. Nashville, Tennessee. What's up, Nashville? Illinois. North Dakota. Alberta, Canada. Thanks for checking in, Canada. Louisiana. Oklahoma. North Carolina. Arizona. East Tennessee. Pennsylvania present. I like that. Hello back to you, Doug. What's up, Florida, Louisiana, North Carolina, Ohio, North Carolina, Ohio. Loving it. Bring it, guys. Bring it. Virginia, Bradenton, Florida, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas. Florida's representing. Ohio. And good afternoon to you as well. Whoop, whoop. Alabama and Virginia. Woo, woo. Go Dogs. Georgia representing. What's up? Hey, back to you, Texas. Utah representing. What's up? Indiana. Yo. What's up, Cali? Oklahoma. Yo, what's up? Praise God indeed. Pittsburgh representing. What's up, Jersey? Let's blow this shit up. You already know, bro. It's about to be on and popping. What's up, North Carolina, Georgia? Woo-woo. Go Dogs. Michigan representing. Loving it. South Carolina representing. I have my sweet tea as well. Grab your drink. Since I'm, from the South, sweet tea's our thing here. I'm sure other Southerners out there can give me a big hell yeah on that one. What's up, Tennessee, Pennsylvania? Loving it. You guys are coming in from Hawaii. Thanks for checking in, South Carolina. All right, so covered a lot. This is the PatriotPartyNews.com. This is our website, folks. And if you want to ever know where we're at and you're subscribed to us on a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel, and it so happens to not be there anymore because we go through those type of accounts daily. So we're always having new accounts. Always come to our website. That's where we stream live from Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Central to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And a replay is obviously posted. You can go and check out our replays here as well. Running a little bit behind on that because we have been heavily slammed because we wanted to get everyone prepared for what's coming down the pike. And by the way, yes, we do accept donations. Please do not let them silence us, Patriots. We need your help. Join their platform. See what the hell's going on. Just know this our platform will work on a cell phone network, just the same as if you were on a Signal app, for instance. That's why we did this. So it's free to sign up. You can go to patriotshute.com and set you up there. So let me get the housekeeping out of the way because I hear somebody doing the moonwalk on my porch. There, hang on a second. What is going on? All this commotion in the background. Hang on, guys. Let me see what the hell's going on here. What's up, Spectre? Oh, I got the wrong channel. You must be.
No, I
Don't
grabbed
bring that
this.
shit up in here.
I was walking home one day. I went for a walk and I saw this on a yard and I had to grab it because think about this. In 20 years, this will be valuable because it showed a criminal and a transvestite running for president. And we allowed it to happen on not on our watch, but we allowed it because we were asleep. So, but yeah, but pretty funny though, right? I wanted to start Friday off because it's Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday back to you, brother.
Happy Friday, everybody in Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, what an interesting day. I've been digging. I know you've been digging. We talked a little bit before the show, and where do you want to start?
Well, I'll go ahead.
I know where. I have my tea,
There you
but
go.
it's not sweet tea because I'm from California. I drink unsweetened tea, so I don't need any sugar. I got enough sugar going in my veins. I don't need extra.
Nah, absolutely.
That could be dangerous. That could be very dangerous if I got extra. Wow, Tiki Bob is really big today.
Yeah, Mark Z is supposed to be joining in. He said he is tracking the CMKX information as we speak. He was asking me when will this stream end, and I told him we'll probably be on for a solid.
A lot is moving there.
Oh, mean, so I'm hoping Mark. Yeah, Mark's going to end up going on. Look, Spectre Nectar.
Hey, I started working, just so Toothless knows, I started working on a t-shirt design. So hopefully I'll have something up by the end of the day, and I'll send you a link. I got inspired after the conversation yesterday, and when I get inspired, I become artistic. So, or not autistic, but artistic.
Well, let me go into this real quick. You're crazy.
Sorry, I thought that was funny.
Oh, man. So, all right. So I know this has been floating on our platform, and thank you for our awesome members on our platform. But this was posted 15 hours ago, and they're saying, as we all know by now, Daniel Dowell, which is Whiplash 347, supposedly signed out last night. And I just got another text in from Nugget Lee because we were checking with our sources. And from what we're understanding, that's not the last of Whiplash 347. I just found that out, by the way. So I wanted to bring that up. So people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did he post again this morning?
I'm assuming so. She's going to find out more intel on that. But this is what was posted. I don't think it meant that he was going away necessarily. But this is, I know that confused a lot of you, so let me explain what he meant. And they're saying this in third party here, but Daniel has put out all the intel he can, which is referring to Whiplash 347. There's no more that he can do. He put up links and keywords for us to research. He is stepping back until we get to the other side. He stated that he feels this is the grand finale of this portion in this war. And he told me to step back, finish his quilt, LOL. I guess that's a saying that they have. But bottom line is, this is what he was saying. He was saying, from what they've interpreted for Whiplash 347, expect a nuclear scare event by Saturday. And it says it should be followed by the rods of God taking out some of the 3G dams and other places. And then it goes on to say, basically disabling, Chinese economic stability. Russia has their military. Russia's. I'm getting tagged right now as we're talking. Sorry about that, guys. That Russia has their military on Ukraine's border, which we're seeing that with the 100,000, which we can verify that from the reports we're getting. North Korea is rattling their sword at U.S., China, and Iran threatening Israel. And I think we're obviously going through that as we speak. And then now it says that the WW3 scenario set up for the nuclear scare event, which would jump to obviously DEFCON 1 and then martial law, which we both would probably agree. If it even gets to DEFCON 2, it would probably go right into martial law at that point because it's going to probably slip in.
Well, no, not so much. It would be quick though. You're right. To be put in 2 That's a really heightened alert. And the military bases, unless you're active or you're a dependent lives on base, you ain't getting on that thing. That thing is locked up tight. And also, all you have to do, everybody one way or another lives near a military base. I just happen to live next to one of the largest ones. But when you see stuff ramp up there, stuff's about ready to happen. I mean, remember, the military is behind all of this. And look, just like a video game, this is the end of a beta, and it's going to get patched. And what better way to end the beta on hey, let's have this big war, and then right before the war happens, we're going to go offline and patch the game and then bring the game back up. And those of us that are sitting in this room, we all mined gold and we knew the things that were coming, and they went in a global thing. Attention beta players, the gold that you have, you'll get to keep live. And you go, yay, because now you get to start out with, because there are going to be people that are going to wake up from this patch and go, what's happened? I don't understand. My world is freaking out. And look, they're going to turn to you, who's going to be all calm, and you go, hey, I got this. Let me explain to you what just happened. And that's where the explosion of being here and what we're trying to do. I mean, I understand we're very young and we're just getting started, and the people that are here, they have that same vision that I had when it was introduced to me. And it's just a domino effect. And like, if everybody can just share the link once a day to somebody, it grows. I mean, I know that there are a few people from my chat that are in here. Family members are in here because they're family. And yeah, it's just a domino effect. And if you and I do our job correctly, and we find out as the information we find out, I mean, you and I are actually sitting on something until Mark gets here. And like I said,
we just had something come in, and it was just forwarded to me from Nugget Lee. Thanks, Nugget Lee. This is in regards to Whiplash 347. And he posted this. He said there's cyber attacks in hospitals all over Ireland right now.
Well, they did that here. They did that in the U.S. 3 days ago. They attacked, and it's so, it's weird because I don't believe in coincidences, but where they attacked is the actual area of the pipeline.
Right.
And that, to me, in the United States, that's the biggest area of Christianity in our country.
You're talking about the South. I mean, and usually, okay, from a Southerner's perspective, and this is just from my region, 9 times out of 10, it's either out in your direction or it's up north. Okay.
Right.
It has to be something like super bad to hit the South. And that's the way we've always viewed it. Oh, well, that's up there. That's up there. We sure hope we're usually the last ones to be affected. It was
but I mean,
that the real estate market. It was the same way with the recessions and things of the past. But now we got hit first. Woke us the hell up. A lot of us.
That direct energy weapon to Nashville. I mean, that was a surgical strike. The alliance is.
Oh man!
When I saw the damage that thing done, I went, wow, they knew what they were going after.
That's what woke me. That's how I started up the Underground Patriot. And that's how I was kind of evolved in the PPN with Nugget Lee and so many.
Isn't it amazing that it's an event that wakes you up? I mean, for me, because of my dad being military, I was already awake. I had no choice. This is what's out there. There is evil out there in the world. Right. And then when you go to Asia and you live in Asia, it is truly very different mindset, because I can tell you there are things that I saw that I still can't explain. And it makes you go, there's shit in this world that, wow. And you think about it, like India. There are parts of India that if you walk into the forest, 9 times out of 10, you're going to walk out with radiation poison.
Oh, yeah.
Why is there radiation poison in regions where, that you can't go, or giant national forest where you're not allowed to enter into? Why is that? Because there are things there that they've removed from your mind and said, oh no, this doesn't exist, but it really does. There's a guy, there's a guy on YouTube that was posting for a year, and he was in England, and he's this, intellectual type, and he actually shows you pixies. He got hit in the neck during during the live broadcast. He got hit in the neck with this little 3-inch arrow that a pixie shot at him, and he wheeled around and he caught the pixie laughing at him and taking off. And then he showed you all of where they were, and then he just like disappeared. But about a month ago, he popped up again, and you really could see the pixies now because he's been sitting with them, and they've gotten to know him. Now they're just hanging out with him. So to see that, actually, the algorithm allowing you to see that, and B, having the consciousness to actually see that those are there. And I mean, look, giants existed. They existed in your region because you have all the Indians talk about the red-headed giants that lived in your region. And I mean, that was a big swath of land. And plus, not to mention, you have ancient architecture that is made in stone that you look at it and go, there's no way a common man could make that piece of architecture. So there's a lot of that going on. And this goes to this, is that this is breaking down that veil that has encompassed your mind for so long that the World Wide Web, it went and did, it did its thing and weaved what is that? What's that saying? It weaved a web of deception on your mind. Right, Julius?
Absolutely. Now they're talking about, this is what's going on in DC right now. This is the Secret Service is gathering all kinds of officers on top of the White House as we speak right now. This is going on. I thought about trying to pull up. Let's see if I can get the White House cam up. Just curious. Let me just take a gander real quick while we're live. If there's anything you want to cover while we're talking about that. I know Mark's supposed to be hopefully coming in. Hopefully any minute. He said he's going to be running late. He was on a conference call. It's pretty serious.
No, I want to hear what Mark has to say, honestly. First indictment unseal will trigger. What is this?
And by the way, guys, if you're just now tuning in, we're doing this live. Some serious stuff is going on right now. We're waiting to get the RV update, hopefully, from the original Mark Z. He's going to be popping on with me and Spectre. You guys need to be sharing the shit out of this. Just being real.
Hey, did I send you? Did I send you that thing that I got this morning from the Arizona Republic? It was here. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't think I sent it to you. I got something this morning.
I got the MedBed stuff that we were going to be talking about, I guess.
Right. No, this was here. Let me find it. I'll read it to you. It was a real short little blurb, but it made me go, And now I just saw something else that kind of relates to that. There it is. Because it was on.
Well, there's a gathering. There's a gathering in front of the White House. Do you see that the crowd down there? Look at that crowd down there. What the hell's going on? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, I didn't know this. And
I didn't either.
This was breaking from the Arizona Reporter at 8:00 this morning. We are expecting Joe Biden to leave office and resign in up to 7 days.
What?
Yeah, that was from the Arizona Reporter. So I saw that this morning and I was like, okay, what's going on? So now you have this, and that's a lot of people there.
Yeah, let me move it out of the way. Oh yeah, look at that. And you gotta look at all the people in front of the White House on the porch. If you zoom in, man, I wish I could zoom in.
Yeah, you're the controller there, boss.
I can't zoom in on that.
Everybody in the room is going, zoom in, Chad, zoom in. Come on.
I know.
Underlay.
Arriba. Okay, so yeah, I can't. I mean, this is on the YouTube channel, the White House live cam. If you want to go pull it up yourself, feel free. Here is the link. I'll go ahead and send that to everybody real quick so everybody can look in.
What are pixies? Well, while he's doing that, pixies are, if you know magical lore of the ancient land of Hibernia, and Hibernia is where you had all the elves, and there were three forms of elves. You had your gray elves that lived very, very long. You had your wood elf that was very dexterous, and then you had your gray elf, which was your really super magical, intelligent elven race. And then from that, you had the smaller races, which were the hobbits, the dwarves, the pixies. The pixies became tainted, and they became goblins. No, I don't think it's changing of the guard.
No.
I mean, those are civilian clothes there. And
well, if Daewoo's watching by chance, I know Daewoo is busy with Mark Z and all this going on too. This should be interesting to see what he knows, since he's actually on the ground in DC there. This is pretty interesting.
Right, Nicole? She's the one. Did you? It was funny. I was telling Jazz that Nancy Drew was talking about helicopters yesterday, but also
Man,
she posted a picture of that 8.5 foot tall secret security guard that is assigned to Donald Trump.
Hey, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Daewoo got Nugget Lee and answered our question already. So that is a rally for Palestinians because of Israel.
Oh, wow.
That's what they're saying. A rally at Palestine. Thank you, Daewoo. Thank you, Nugget Lee. Appreciate that.
Always on the spot, Daewoo.
Yeah. What's up? Anti-Israel. There you go. Interesting. And let me guess, is this the false flag where they're going to try to draw the U.S. in? And is that, I don't know. But there's a lot of activity down there. I do.
You have 34 Q talked about the 34 satanic buildings that'll get destroyed, and we know now that it's by the rods of God, which is our technology. That building and that structure behind it, the Washington Monument, which is really an obelisk of power denoting the military power in the world. Mm-hmm. And you've got the City of London, which is the financial power, and the Vatican, which is the religious power, not the spiritual power, because the spiritual power resides up there in Tibet. And you have the deep state that has been trying for how long?
Mm-hmm. A long,
right? But see, Top Cop,
it wasn't even named deep state.
It doesn't matter
That's
to them.
What we call it. I mean, there's so many names to deep state. You know what I mean? It's evolved into.
Well, I mean, look, isn't that funny? Because I made this name that I go by actually for my distribution company that did marijuana, and I did it as a joke because I'm a huge James Bond fan, and one of the things that they always said as Spectre is that we have our tentacles into everything. No matter where you go, somebody is there. And that to me was the deep state. And I made this as, and now it's funny that I use this nick. But for me, it's just a way of basically throwing my finger at them going, I know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's interesting. A rally for Palestine in front of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was saying, the monument, the Washington Monument, there are cracks in the foundation, and all they need is like one giant earthquake event, and that thing will come toppling down. And the White House, we all know what's going on underneath, how tainted that building is. I mean, the stories that I've heard about why Trump wouldn't move in and how many bugs they pulled out of that building and before they made it clean. And even a year and a half later, they were still pulling shit out of the walls. That technology that they were getting hip to going, oh, well, let's try this. And bada bing, there it was.
And speaking of technology, is on that email with the medbed. I'm going to pull that up real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah, do that. Like I said, we're waiting for Mark.
Absolutely amazing, because I think Mark should hopefully be in by the time we cover this here. So I'm going to do my best to zoom in. I think I should be able to.
Okay, so I wrote this because all of us need, if I have a Telegram group and I've got a lot of people in it. And when the medbed technology comes out, right now I've heard there's 40 cities that they're going to be able to open right up and help. And if you know media and you go, okay, New York is number 1, Los Angeles number 2, Miami's number 3, and so on. You can know what the top 40 cities are. And then they're going to open source the technology itself. And currently, my other project, which we're not going to talk about right now, but my other project is a manufacturing. I'm a builder. I've since I've been a kid, I built models. I did some time in the machining as a programmer to understand what it took to get a piece of metal to like this, so the top comes off. And what does it take to do that? So it takes engineering. And there's a project that we have where we're using what's called vertical assembly. And so basically what it is, it's a computer with a minor AI in it, and it takes one operator and 2 tool pullers, and it's 12 25-foot arms, and basically it rotisseries the part that you're making and spins it and turns it, and the arms travel at 5 miles an hour, and they have all independent cameras. But what's interesting about this is that everything is done with a 3D printer, 3D printed titanium, 3D printed carbon fiber. It's amazing technology. And so somebody's got to make the med beds. That's the way I looked at it. And being as a builder, and my other project's going to take a little while, I figured we'd help and make the med beds until our project online, and then we'll just say, okay, this machine is just to do this, and this is for our other main project. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So I wrote this up, and if you have Zim, they've asked you to do a little outline about what the project is. So I'm not going to go into it, but I'm just going to go and talk about, I looked at it from, if I was to do this as a marketing, what would be the 5 questions that somebody is sitting across the table would want to know about what I'm doing? So as always, you start with the project background and the description of what it is. Mm-hmm. And I grabbed some of the information from other sites and put this together and created my own. And it basically, because remember, the people that you're sitting across from the table at the RV, they already know what's coming. They already know that technology that's coming. And so to be able to talk to them on a one-to-one awake level that says, yes, I know you know what med beds are, so let me explain what I'm going to do. So then you number 2 is you do the project scope. And that basically is about what I just talked about. How do we build it? What makes us so different from everybody else on how we build it? And that's pretty much it. And then you look at the high-level requirements. Well, you understand that the military-industrial complex has been doing this, and they have a certain standard that they want to be adhered to. Using this technology, I can build something within an hour, within 4/100,000ths of an inch in tolerance and everything. This computer system, I saw it with my own eyes, and my jaw literally dropped. It's the system that makes Henry Ford roll over in his grave. And one day, maybe we'll talk about the marijuana project that I have going on and how that is revolutionary. Somebody's got to be a forward thinker. We forgot what critical thinking is. We forgot how to think outside the box, because I asked you, I think on the air I asked you, sorry.
Especially that I found you, man. Run for cover. Run.
Yeah, and that's what that was. That was a sniffer. Just rolling through here. So then you talk about what are the requirements, what type of people will you need, what does it do? Pretty much that's it. It's pretty basic. And then number 4, if you can scroll up, please. Deliverables and affected parties. So as far as this is concerned, from a building standpoint, I imagine that there is going to be other people out there trying to do the same thing. Right. But they don't have what we have, and that is 3D printing machines and the automated vertical unit assembly, which, like, that assembly to me is, it's like a video game. You know, when you play a video game and you're doing a factory thing and it goes, I want to build this so it makes this, and I want 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. It's the same thing. Arrival has they're called micro factories. And then number 5 is, how do you implement it? And these are pretty basic. So for anything that you do, to me, these would be the 5 questions that I would ask. How do I go about doing it? How do I implement it? Because I know some of you, and we were talking earlier, and the reason I sent this to Chaz was because there's a lot of you out there that you're going to be having large amounts of money for the very first time. And there are things that the bank is going to do. And yes, there'll probably be some nefarious creatures out there that will try to separate you from your cause. And that's why we're here to help you, because of my understanding, because of being associated with Mark and being a diligent researcher. I want to know all there is to know about the subject and become a master of it. I mean, I had the time because of being injured. And when you're injured and you can't move, then you read and you go, okay. I mean, it takes 3 weeks to master something mentally. And physically, it's a different thing. Physically, it's 100,000 hours. And that's why you can see children of very famous people become so talented by 18 and 19 years old, because their whole life they've been surrounded around it. And it's like me with the military. I can look and go, okay, I know what he's doing, just from the way they fly. Wow, we are really busy today. Those are F-18s flying.
Yeah, it's things are happening. I mean, all over the place here in Tennessee and South. Wow, you are getting hammered over there.
Right, you can hear them. They're
somebody brought up a good point here in the chat. Wendy Hickson, thank you for chiming in, Wendy. But she said something about, that's why people are not getting refunds. And you know what, Trip, my fiance, she has not gotten her refund from last year.
Do you have the actual parts of what NESARA does? We should really go over that. Do you have that? Do you have a picture of that?
I can,
because you can DuckDuckGo it and just type in NESARA. Just type in NESARA and then go to the images, and you can pull one of them up. It's really easy. But there's a lot on there that actually is like my daughter. My daughter 3 months ago got her college tuition zeroed out, and I was thankful. That was a lot of money. I was like, oh my God. And she only went for 2 years, but to have that the Art Academy graduate, certificate to show that's where she did photography at.
Right. All right.
I want to hear about Trump being indicted. Who indicted him?
Yeah, that's what I'd love to know. Is that craziness? I hadn't heard that one yet. So
no, it's not going to be Trump. It's a couple people that I'm understanding. We know it's not going to be Hillary.
Yeah.
It may be Obama. But it might be Biden. I mean, you look at what the Arizona Reporter just reported. I mean, would it be wise for him to step down and like Kamala? And then Kamala goes, people go, oh, but you're not an American citizen because your parents were both British. That doesn't apply to you. And then it befalls to Nancy Pelosi. And I think this is all part of that scare event that's coming. There's a lot of benefits to NESARA and how we got to where it was. Remember, this was hidden by the Supreme Court. As soon as they went, you're right, the government and the banks did wrong, and you win, and we're going to seal this. And it didn't, and it took some good patriots in the 90s. And I'm going to tell you, the more I research about the Postmaster General, Jay Gould, he is somebody that the annals of history have forgotten that guy. I mean, he did some amazing things as the Postmaster General, but He was one of the guys that brought this to our knowledge. Now, currently, there are people around the world, well, especially in the United States, that have had their credit card forgiven. They've had their mortgage forgiven, and other banks, because they've had to try this out. And certain, randomly, certain people, boom, you're done, you're done. Right now, it abolishes income tax. Last year, income tax got moved, and then you had to go through it, and then you got your money back really quick. Right? Everybody got it back quick. I didn't file because they don't need to know how much I make. I'm not part of their corporation. Abolishes the IRS and creates a flat, non-essential, new items only, which is basically a VAT, a value only tax. That's on new items, but abolishes the IRS. Chat. Did the IRS get absorbed into the United States Treasury?
Of course.
So that right there shows you that the IRS has already been abolished, because it's no longer acting as the fiduciary of what it was, and that was a collection agency for the private bank called the Federal Reserve. Now it resides in the U.S. Treasury as the information for all of the corporations that the IRS had, that when we go to the new internet and we go to these other new things, these guys, they've got the records to keep it going forward.
Hey, real quick, I just got breaking news. I got some intel from Nugget Lee, from one of our sources, that Israel is gone. Iraq has now joined up with Palestine, and they are absolutely hitting Israel at every single, on all fronts now, from what they're saying. And this is breaking news coming in right now. That's serious, folks. Regardless if it's a false flag or not, guess what? We're at the end of the movie. And I guess, they're saying that, Iraq this is nuts. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just checking seeing what's new on some of these things. There we go. True.
Yeah. It says militants present in Iraq are reportedly heading towards the West Bank in support of Palestine. And that's happening right now. So they.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Sorry. No,
Yeah.
I was reading something else about Arizona, because you know that today at 4 p.m. Arizona time, the supervisors are having a meeting because they got summoned to the Senate, and they are saying now that remember yesterday we were talking about how the graduation, they're now talking about moving the graduation. Interesting.
Just in, Biden's envoy arrives in Tel Aviv, Israel. Just now. This just came in. And they are getting hammered right now with, oh my goodness. You got to be kidding me. This is being reported from disclose.tv, folks. This is what
I love Disclose.
Jeez, wow. And they're saying that now you got Jewish Israel's fire live rounds in Arabian neighborhoods, just going up to houses, and they're just firing in right now. That's what they're doing, execution style. They're just going house by house, and they're executing folks. That's happening right now. Right now.
Yeah,
they're starting to lose control. That's what's starting to happen.
Well, that's what it is that they're losing control, because they realize that the veil has been pulled back on them, and there's only a few of them, and there's many of us. So,
absolutely. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I had to. That just came in. That's man. How much? What's happening? Well, they're saying the weekend. They're saying expect the big dog on Saturday. That's what saying Whiplash said. That's what they're interpreting from other sources. We heard also other sections of the military in certain aspects have shut down our military. I found this out the same time we got the Whiplash 347 intel.
Well, that's because they've been purging officers. Like when Obama purged good men, they're now purging the men that have no problem on firing on American citizens.
Yeah,
that's what's happening in the military, and that's not good. But I mean, at the same time, it does away with that stat in all wars that was killed by his own men.
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize, like, that's a little stupid little facts that I know. Did you know that do you know what the percentage of military officers that were killed by their own men in Vietnam was? It was incredible.
Because it was in the jungle and was the wave. I would say
it was over
30%.
Oh no, much higher than that. Over 45% of the Army military officers were killed by their own men because these guys were just, they were warmongers and they didn't care. They didn't care about their men.
Right.
But yeah, that's I was checking Fox. They just came out a commercial, and they've got cat leaps to safety from burning building as their live report. So, yeah, gotta love how Fox is really on it with the cats.
If you want to anything at all, dang, you got things happening over you, bro, left and right.
I told you today it's a busy day. That was another little military flight.
I'm gonna see if
Camp Pendleton they can take planes up to KC-135 transports, not the big C5s, but they also, and I have seen them. I've seen the F-18s land at Pendleton. They don't have a wing there. Pendleton is mainly two Cobra attack squadrons, two transport squadrons, and one hospital squadron, and that's it. They're all helicopters. It's mainly a helicopter because just down the way at Miramar, where the old Top Gun used to be, when the Navy vacated, the Marine Corps came in, and you've got 5 attack air wings sitting on that base. It is, some days it's so cool to drive down the I-15 and watch these F-18s come flying in just like 50 feet above the freeway, because the landing strip is like, here's the freeway and the landing strip is literally 400 yards away to see these planes come in. I love that. To me, that's freedom, because those are the guys that, if we didn't have those, they would be dressed in armor and with a sword on their belt and riding a steed with armor on it. That's who those guys are. And some of them know it. And some of them, they know who they are. And sometimes they, didn't like those guys. They were not humble.
Let me tell you, just in, Turkey is now considering sending troops to East Jerusalem as a part of peacekeeping right now. Armenia officially asked for military assistance from Russia on the border conflict. So they're pulling everybody into this. Everybody.
Well, yeah, this is supposed to be and all the pieces on the board on a world war scale.
Oh yeah, this is a scare event. So they're drawing everybody in. It's coming from everywhere. This is what we're hearing. I'm sure you guys are seeing the same thing.
Well, if you were sitting in a movie theater with a bunch of people, the tension in the room at this point in the movie, the tension would start to be ramping up, because people are going, what's going to happen to them? Are they going to die? Is a bunch of people going to die? Or are they at the last second, the Ben Affleck character comes out of nowhere and goes, I'll save everybody. And, he does. Because that's the way of Hollywood. I mean, when you have Steve Mnuchin as the Secretary of Treasury, and you look and you see that guy has won Academy Awards for producing movies, you're watching a movie.
I'll tell you this. Gateway Budget just published just now, breaking news. They have uncovered a direct link between the Chinese military and major Pentagon-funded virus research center, folks. This is just in. They've uncovered a direct link. where it's a major Pentagon-funded virus research, and it was, I guess, was it Lawrence Sellen and Anna Chen, largely based on examination of, I guess, China's bioweapon system. I'm here to tell you, folks, it's coming out little by little. I think we want to know more, and I think we want to see something more physical in front of us. It's going.
Yeah, but it's going to happen so fast, and there's going to be
it's ramping up,
there's going to be so much that your head's going to be like at a high. Like when you watch a tennis game on video and you fast forward it, that's what your head's just going to be doing. There's so much. I mean, even now, you know as well as I do, when you research information, it used to be drip. It would be hard to find info. Now you can find info everywhere, but you have to be careful because they're just like us. The deep state is trying to find a way to read the defense so that they know what to make their offensive moves, you know. And plus, Trump really screwed them when he came in with that first EO, that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. That's what I call that EO. It is. It's like, oh, you were touching children. Well, let's see. Let's look at your 6 friends, and each one of them. Well, let's look at their 6 friends, and all of a sudden you have this just spider web of people that were just hanging out with this one guy. And I mean, think about all the information that Maxwell and Epstein dropped just to save their necks. You know that they
listen to this. 3 minutes ago, just 3 minutes ago, Gateway Pundit just posted this.
DEFCON 3.
Biden pulls all U.S. troops from Israel. Just now.
Really?
Yeah. He just pulled all of the U.S. troops out of Israel. That's what's going on right now.
So you know what's happening, right? We're in the speed round of the game Risk. So, you know, you got 6 seconds to make your move, and you're now seeing the ramped up moves of military being moved from piece to piece. And watch it like on a flat board. And you can see, because remember, all of these countries are in alliance and they're all against evil. So pulling out of Israel, you know, the deep state pulling out of Israel, that's kind of amazing because Israel is one of their places. Ooh. I love when Monkey Works brings this up. Wow, look at all that air traffic.
Mm-hmm. So if we're going, let's see here.
Yeah, my buddy John is going back to Afghanistan right now to go. He's an air traffic controller out of Kabul.
All right. So we'll check this out.
Holy crap. Never realized how much traffic was in the air. And when we get flying cars.
Yep. And then we've got that there.
Just like the opening scene of Back to the Future 2.
Mm-hmm.
Where they come out off on an on-ramp and nearly get creamed by a trucker.
That's crazy, right? Let's see here. It's Italy.
Now, where are you going?
I know, man. My mind just went blank. I'm trying to find Jerusalem.
Israel is south.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep going.
Yeah, there you go. Help me.
Now go right. There it is, right there. Right by the Suez Canal Peninsula. Right there. You have your mouse on it. Boom. Now go up. That's the tip of Israel.
Okay.
There you go.
Nothing. Well.
No airplanes at all. Well, you're looking for American aircraft. That's what you have your filter. That's what your filter's set on, right?
There you go. Look at that line.
Wow. What are those? Are those are TCL LGAs? Those are Russian aircraft.
Ooh. Awesome.
Right? Isn't that Russian aircraft? Can you click on one?
Let's see
with
here.
The manufacturer.
Looks like
they're Airbuses.
Yeah.
That's an A7. That's a nice plane. That holds about 100 people.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. All right. So we got that. Oh, look at this. There's a whole lot of them now.
Wow, where are they flying to? They're all going to. It looks like they're all going to the same spot.
Airport. Yeah, we got a.
Where is that? That is Qatar? No,
Yeah.
that's Dubai.
That's Dubai.
Right. So, oh, wow, that's a lot of planes going in
But
route.
look, they're trying to stay clear. Well, what's going on here?
Yeah, look at how dead that airspace over Israel is. Are there any is there any TFRs? You know the little no-fly zones? Do you have that filter on there?
I hit it. Where's that? Restricted?
Yeah, restricted area. Wow. Nope.
Where did it take me?
And it took you to the Baltic. It took you to the Red Sea. That's the Red Sea, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, that's the Red Sea. Or the Dead Sea.
Dead Sea. Right. Yeah. There you go.
Watched an interesting video this morning on Flat Earth. This guy was on a frozen lake, and he put a red light at 8 miles, a yellow light at 7 miles, and a white light at 6 miles, and another yellow light at 5 miles, and set the camera 12 inches above the ice.
Yeah.
And you would think on a curved Earth at 8 miles away, you wouldn't be able to see that. Well, that's amazing. That blows me away every time I see that. But yeah, you could see the lights, and it was like the more I go in that rabbit hole, the flat Earth, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, you know.
Mm-hmm.
To know that you live on a flat Earth and it's a dome, but if we know the cabal for what they are, it's a mirror. So if you lived on a domed Earth, then the mirror of a domed Earth would be a round planet, wouldn't it? Wouldn't logic say that that's what it is?
Oh yeah, I agree with you there. You would
Yeah, did you see that parody? That was really a trippy video, huh?
I haven't seen it.
I'll send it to you. It is a really wild. It's a really wild video. I love the chat rooms, man. The chat room, the people here are so amazing.
Yeah, they're good people. They're good people. They call us crazy. We're all right. Let's see.
Yeah,
here.
where is Air Force One? That's what I want.
Here we go. This is what I wanted to get. So I always like playing off the 2 radars here. So we got two.
And remember, we're live because this is happening now, so we don't get to do the show prep on like we did yesterday.
No, I mean, you can't hardly even. We're waiting. Hopefully, Mark's going to be popping in. He said he'll be running late, so hopefully any second he's going to be popping in. But we figure we can go ahead and start digging in to some triggers here.
And it's Friday, you know. Is there anything? Let's see here. Let's start with the YouTube side. Is there a question that you might want to have for either of us that we can answer? I can read it while you're searching.
Yeah, absolutely, so. Please.
This way it helps everything go forward.
Yeah.
Angela, are you watching live video? Let's hope so. I think I'm live. Are you live, Chaz? I know I'm live.
I believe I am.
I believe I am. So thank you, Lois, for that question. But Angela, are you watching live?
Oh, that's their question to each other, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'm just messing with
them. I know.
Oh, they're watching the White House. They're watching the live feed of the White House also while you're doing this. So what are you searching? Are you looking at all the airplanes that are
general? Yeah, I'm just looking at
skedaddling out of Israel.
Yeah, just here. Let me zoom in. I'll zoom in.
The thing to do when you look at this is to see if it is a chartered flight or if it's a hurried flight. The kingdom of God is inside me and all around me. I believe that.
Amen. Turkey. Yeah. So we'll do.
No, you know, just, you know what I would do is I would pull out enough right now to last you, say, a couple days. Don't pull it all out, because when the RV happens, your money is automatically going to change over to United States Treasury notes. So you're going to be good there. That's, I'm not a financial person. Cindy, I have to go. I have so many YouTube channels. It is, my girl busts my hump about all the YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to. I subscribe to 478 YouTube channels because I cut the cord a long time ago to network TV, and I just took my laptop up to the big screen, and it's just a giant laptop screen to me, and I do all my searching, and Chaz will tell you he actually we had a call one day where I was just sitting in my bedroom using the big screen to talk to him. Chaz looks good, by the way, on a big screen if you haven't put him on the big screen. So but yeah, that's I use my laptop for pretty much everything. I go to yesmovies.com and I stream everything there from it's in 1080p. The streams always work. There's no, well, I won't say no. There's probably maybe one clickbait pop-up that happens. They're pretty fast with the uploads. As soon as and since I'm here on the West Coast, as soon as it appears on the East Coast, somebody's uploaded it, and then by 6 o'clock, I'm watching an 8 o'clock show. And movies, watched a lot of good movies already. Won't watch Netflix. I have a Hulu account, thanks to my daughter, because I part of her shared account. But pretty much it's all YouTube or it's music. Turn on Pandora and just fill the house with music. And that's what I'm going to do after we do this, because I'm going to play with the dog a little bit, because as you can see, it's lightening up and it's becoming a beautiful day.
Pretty serious.
Can you hear all the kids?
Yeah. What's up with that?
I love that. There's an elementary school right down on literally 20 yards on the other side of our fence. And sometimes they can be really, really loud, but it's cool. But during COVID, it was so weird to be out here during this time of the day and not hear children.
It's pretty crazy. I will say this. I don't know. I know we've got close to about 20 minutes left till the end of the show.
Have you reached out to Mark? Is he still on the phone?
Let me find out real quick. Because I do want to get this in, because things are happening, folks, by the minute, by the second. It's pretty crazy. Just bear with us. We're trying to work through this because we're trying to get everybody.
Kimberly, he said that Biden's envoy was in Israel.
Yeah.
And the Mustang medics spotted beast at White House. Well, is that Bob Marley? Did he spot Bob Marley at the White House? Yeah, there was something definitely going down last night at the White House. There were, when I looked in, there were.
When did you look? I didn't even know until this morning when someone was sending it on the platform.
It was like 1 a.m. for me. I just happened to be up, and I said, I don't think I'm going to look. I always try to look in at night and see if the lights are on or if the lights aren't on. And they've been on the last couple nights. And then last night there was some activity there.
It's all.
Well, no, absurdity. That's like when you see 11:11. She's talking about. I don't know if it's a he or she. I'm just gonna say absurdity. The number 121. When you see that, it's like, that picture with the footsteps in the sand, and it talks about Jesus is always there for you, but the footsteps were his, because he was picking you up through those times that you were down. And as somebody who's gone through a lot of crap with the medical, I know that there are times where those weren't my footsteps.
Right.
And that's just a way to just let you know that he's around. He's around you right now, and he's around you for a reason. I mean, look, he's around all of us that are in this chat, because we're all sitting here waiting for this divine blessing. That's why we're waiting on Mark, because there's information that we have that we know we would rather let Mark talk about it because he's the master of that information. At least in my book. I mean, I know it good, but when it comes to the CMKX, Mark knows it backwards and
That's
forwards.
what he was all over. That he was, I guess, on that conference call. I'm assuming that's the only thing.
Yeah, but I mean, let's talk about that CMKX. So apparently CMKX was bonds that were trading gold and silver. I don't know too much about it. I'm not sure, but I do know that the traders basically bent every investor over backwards and screwed them all. And there was this huge lawsuit that went against the hedge funds and the houses by the SEC, and they won the lawsuit. And that's what part of their reevaluation is their part of Nicera is sorry, I thought that somebody was talking about that. Their part of Nicera is their reevaluation of getting bent over backwards and not being said, hey, thank you for letting us bend you over backwards. But yeah, that's huge. There's a lot of channels that talk about CMKX. There's a couple in Telegram that talk about it.
And, by the way, Mark said he just got out of his conference call that he's going to be able to jump on in 15 minutes. He just got off. So, guys, I'd be sharing this out like crazy right now. If you don't know who we are, go to the PatriotPartyNews.com. That we do live stream there. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would highly recommend that you get on our platform. Again, you can go to the PatriotPartyNews.com, click on members. It will you sign up for free, or you can go directly to our platform itself, which is PatriotShoot.com, and you can see that.
Wow, right, really, Angela? 20,000 cases of eye disorder? And Sherry, I have to agree with Sherry. I'd be furious too, but depriving the children of oxygen is just like depriving all of us of the true knowledge of what this planet is and why we're here. And it goes back to, I will always say that religion is like how you train a dog. They're training your mind to accept that, yes, there is good and there is evil, but the good that you pray to is not the good that is the good. Because why would you drink the blood of Jesus Christ and why would you eat the body of Jesus Christ when, like I said earlier, it's around me and it's inside me? And that's all that I need. Because that's the spirituality part that I think is lost on the teachings of Christ, and yes, the teachings were written well after his time on earth, but still, if you think of a simple carpenter was able to affect such change, and you look at how biblically it was done. And somebody was talking earlier in the chat about Iran and India being hit by a Category 6 storm. And if you look, there's already a storm brewing down there.
Yep.
So, and they play with the weather. I mean, I live in a perfect example where they play with the weather. When I was a kid, we had weather. We had more than, we get 9 inches of rain in an entire year. 9 inches.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question.
No, not too late. I don't think so. Do you?
I think it's going to be, obviously, I think the window of time, everyone thought there was plenty of time. Now you're going to start to see a rush as rumor starts getting out, but this is about to happen. The ones that are asleep are going to become awake, and then they're going to start bum rushing and going to the exchanges and get whatever currency they can to exchange. But it's going to start becoming that. And then it's going to come to a point to where people can get currency, and then you get your appointments, and then the end. Welcome to quantum.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I will always say this is just like the ending of the beta version of a video game where they get to tell you get to keep everything, and then when it starts anew, it's at the very beginning, a bunch of people rush out and they get, they kill the high level monsters, they create a guild, everybody wants to be part of that guild, and that guild builds things. Some games allow you to actually build a keep inside the game, and it creates this continuity. Like there's a video game, there's an MMO video game that's been going on forever, Second Life, where there are people that literally make $150,000 to $200,000 a year playing that video game by making digital dresses and digital music. And the community, I mean, it's been going on for 12 years and it still has a huge following. You're talking 3 to 7 million people are playing that game worldwide at any minute. Like right now, there's a bunch of people playing that. And to be able to, it's just like YouTubers. I mean, what is going to happen to the YouTubers when we go to this quantum internet?
Oh,
see,
man.
That's where I'm saying that I think you were smart enough. Oops, sorry, my screen. You were smart enough to create your own system and to be able to broadcast, because when this thing happens, we know that Amazon is going to get broken up. We know that Walmart is going to get broken up. We know that what is the other big tech? Microsoft is going to get broken up. It's just like AT&T when it was AT&T South, Ma Bell, all these different things, and it's gonna go back to that. And television is not going to be what we know, because number one, a lot will lose their broadcasting licenses. And I'm talking major corporations like ABC and NBC.
There's going to be a huge void for people like us. The have a tell the truth, and hopefully we'll get that opportunity, because that's what my prayer is.
Like you and I had talked, I see what you're building here, and I want to, and as somebody that has been that went to school and did all the things that they wanted you to do, and I learned a lot, and I know a lot of the little, and to see now what you can do just by having your own server. And you got StreamYards and you got OBS, and OBS is really difficult to work, but what it does is amazing.
Yes.
I mean, it really changes how you do your feed. I mean, a lot of the main guys use OBS. Hopefully we'll go to that platform, or this platform here, StreamYard, gets a lot better, So to me, it doesn't matter.
And this is only one aspect of it, because the whole live stream. See, that's why so many Patriot influencers out there, and just like us, we use YouTube and Twitch. But okay, give an example. I think we were talking about this earlier, where Mark. I don't know what exactly 100% transpired with his YouTube, but something, I guess.
He got a 1-week suspension because he had Jared Rand on, and I'm telling you, if you haven't seen that, it's still up. I would go and listen to it, because Jared is one of those guys that has the inside knowledge of the actual med beds that are working. Mark is amazing, and Rod Steele. Getting Rod Steele on here would be a godsend. But Rod talks for a living, and I understand that as one who used to talk for a living. Your throat, you can do some major damage when you're talking 8 hours a day constantly. But there's a lot of things that are happening, and like we it's so funny, you and I off show, we didn't have a lot of time to talk about all that's going on. Like we're actually waiting for Mark, because I modded for his show this morning, and I was literally like this, listening to him and Mike Quintel talk, and to hear what Mike had to say. Look, Mike is that guy that sits in that bunker getting ready to fire off that old Nike missile back in the 60s. The two guys that on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and they both turn the key at the same time. But Mike is the guy that gets to turn it all at once. And he's that individual that when we know that he's going, Mark will tell us, and then that it's all over. Then we know. Then you could just sit back and go, you know what?
Get your sweet tea.
Get your tea out, and just get some popcorn made and watch the television, because it's all a scare event to build up all that lush that they need to survive, because they know that their end day is coming. because last night somebody was talking in the Twitch channel earlier.
By the way, more Secret Service is at the White House. More has arrived. They said a whole bunch of them are coming out of vans.
You know what the interesting thing to do is, if somebody's on Telegram and is in Nancy Drew's room, look and see if she's noticing any helicopters, because yesterday she noticed Marine One was flying all around yesterday. So if Marine One is flying around and we are seeing pictures of Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and we do know that it's only a short 2-hour flight from Mar-a-Lago to DC. No, he's not in DC. He's in Brewster, something, New Jersey. Yeah, so he's in New Jersey, so he's not far away. I mean, he's a simple Marine One away from DC, like 30 minutes. So it'll be interesting.
He said that's what Mustang Medic was reporting. That's what Angela was saying. Yeah.
There's so many good citizen reporters that are out there and that's the thing, is being able to get those guys, like getting Richard, citizen journalist, to come on and give reports. I'm going to reach out to him tonight and see if I can get him to come on board and give us a ground zero look, because apparently he's back in DC.
Hey, Nicole, just want to let you know, if you will go to patriotshute.com, that's our platform. That's the best way to be able to get information. And we have different individuals that go through the platform, vet the information that's coming in from us patriots. And also, when you're there, you see information coming in firsthand.
Bedminster, that's what it is. Thank you.
Pretty awesome. So, yeah, definitely go to patriotshute.com. And there it is again, folks. So you can be up to date, because when this all starts breaking, we're not going to always be doing lives, folks. And I'm here to tell you, because we all knew this was going to happen. Your best bet is going to be on the platform to get educated, to be looking at your email, to know if, in fact, obviously with the 800 numbers, because once this starts going, you're going to have people that are going to be bum rushing, and you don't want to be left out. And the ones that are on the platform already know what's up and already know what's happening. And look,
if you're going to RV like the rest of us, Chaz and I talked offline. I want to make sure that you're so prepared that you walk in. It's like your first day in the bigs, and you step up to the plate and you just go. You look at that picture and you go, I got that. I got your number. And you just swing that bat, like a beautiful swing, and knock it out of the park. Because if I can help you and Chaz can help you, when you walk in and you're confident, you're first off, like every single one of us, we're going to make sure that we take care of our family members, especially the ones that go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and you don't know what you're talking about. And, oh, that's never going to happen in a million years. Well, you're right. It's never happened, but it's actually happening right now. And it's actually quite biblical, because you look at the things, it can only be biblical for this to happen. Like we did the numbers the other day with the cabal. You're looking at about 11 million people that are dedicated to telling 7 billion people how to live. That's a lot of people you got to arrest.
Hey, by the way, just to let you guys know too, with this coming up, you need to, if you don't know and you want a ramp up session, you need to get with Daewoo. Obviously, I will grab his link real quick. Didn't mean to interrupt you, because I do want to get that in, because Daewoo just, I guess he was around Mark Z with this meeting. And he says definitely it's on and popping. And I'm excited. I'm in anticipation here, just like everyone else watching. Like, all right, what the hell's going on? Which direction do we need to take? And all that stuff. Here, I'm grabbing.
I'll have mine. I'll take care of that today with you, because we talked about that.
Yeah.
So Sherry just brought up something about Nancy Drew, and yes, Sherry. So that guy that you saw the picture of, that's almost 9 foot tall. Yeah, those are actual photographs. Okay, so I know who he is.
Yep.
He was recommended by Valiant Thor.
Anticipation.
Oh, there he is. And look, he can wear his tie-dye shirt with no missing mark.
Look at you, buddy. My
Yeah,
man.
see, you can actually see the proper colors on this one because it's not trying to compensate.
Dude,
like
stand up, show that shirt.
What is that? Oh, look at you. Man,
Now,
you uptown. You uptown now,
designed
buddy.
that, right?
The tie-dye economist do what?
I said, you're uptown, buddy.
What would you call that? I'm uptown, high dollar. Hey, women go crazy about a sharp dressed man.
And you are one. You are one, my brother. Hey, that was a great show this morning. The Twitch thing is weird from my end as a mod. But yeah, there's a lot of mods in Twitch, I'll tell you now, since we all moved over.
And Pat does such a good job in there. I mean, she's the spoon.
Oh my
lady.
God, she's out there with that wooden spoon. She was bashing people on the arm today. I was like, man, I'm gonna just sit back and just listen. And she's on it.
Yeah, you pretty much everybody else can just sleep when she's in there.
Yeah, spoon lady. But that was a great show this morning. You and Mike had got such a great rapport this morning. He wasn't salty. He was actually very jovial, I thought.
With the news coming in for him and for me, it's very, very obvious we're on the downside. So at this point we're just coasting in. You know, it's like skateboarding downhill.
Man, I think everybody is on the edge of their feet, Mark, with everything going on, which is no secret. I know you and Daewoo, and based upon what Spectre's been telling me, you guys have had your hands full with what's going on and trying to even say, okay, I can say this or probably can't say that because we don't want people to go into a panic. What the hell's going on? Where do you feel that we're at right now? What's your thoughts?
Originally, the protocol for this thing was going to be 7 to 10 days, somewhere in there, before the actual reset. They were going to start paying fines, penalties, prosperity packages, all that. And the first portion of those were going to be paid in fiat money. Then once there was lots of liquidity, they were going to do the actual reset, which is where Mr. C does his thing. We go gold back, and then the balance of our funds or trust portion of our funds were going to be paid in gold back dollars. That was the initial design. And the reason they had done that is because they have every intention of bankrupting the fiat system, getting rid of derivatives. So they wanted to one more dip before they crashed it. They wanted to pay all of this out because these were crimes from the fiat state. They wanted to pay it all out in fiat, reset. Of course, it'll automatically become gold back, but then they can leave all these other people holding the bag. You know, they could basically, because they're going to flush and reset. And that was the original design. And then our balance was going to be paid in gold back. And it looks, based on what we're seeing right now, it looks like they never changed protocols. So that to me is very encouraging because it's playing out the way we were told in like 2002 that it was going to play out. So we're, I mean,
and in 2015 when I started hearing about it, and then I ran into you, but not more than 2 years later. Yeah, wow, that's interesting.
So it is. I mean, because we just assumed that they had changed protocols, they had sped things up. You know, they got quantum banking. They're going to do all this at one time. All of these, you know, the new gurus were telling us it's going to happen this way, it's going to happen that. They're doing all this, but it looks like it's going to happen exactly how it was explained to us, decade and a half ago.
So that explains why some of the major banks that have wealth managers have pallets of the new currency in their vaults.
Yeah, exactly. So that they're prepared. The moment they say reset, that's what they'll get. I'm also being told they'll be distributing them through all the big box stores, meaning Walmart, whoever. When they, when the daily Brinks truck comes to them on whatever day it is, let's say they're going to pull this thing next Thursday.
Wow.
I'm pulling one out of my butt.
Wow.
So night, they will come to them. They will change out all their whatever, and they will have all the new bills. They'll do that. They'll, of course, do as many ATMs as are up to speed with the new software all at one time. That's their way of getting it into circulation as quickly as possible. It's going to be fun. I mean, at this point, if they hold to what we understand to be the protocols, and it appears that it started at some point yesterday, possibly the day before in Canada. We're still trying to track CMKX deliveries, and we're getting more and more reports of them. Florida, North Carolina, a number of folks on the East Coast now are starting to get reports of. We're like 7 to 10 days away from this thing, but it means, doesn't mean that we're going to get it this weekend or you're going to get that aha moment. It looks like it is going to be that slow 2-week rollout that somebody, and I don't even remember who, I think it was Holly, talked about a week or so ago.
She did. She talked about that a week ago, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
And then we're talking
I kind of brushed it off.
Yeah, well, we're also talking about Whiplash. What they said, 347, was talking about Saturday, obviously tomorrow, of the big scare event that would lead into this. Now, Mark, what's your thoughts on Israel right now? What's going on? You probably heard the same thing we did. Maybe you didn't, about Iraq starting to back the Palestine in this, and Biden is taking all the U.S. soldiers out of Israel. Now, what's your thoughts? False flag? I mean, what are you thinking about all this?
I assume false flag or one last attempt from the deep state to cause World War III. You got a lot of interesting things happening there. What most people don't know is and I've done some deep diving, and I'm still running into a wall trying to chase this information, but the Palestinian International Bank headquarters that was bombed 2 days ago, one of the first major buildings gone. It was also a server farm for the IRS, I am told. Majority their main storage unit for who owes what. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, how accurate that news.
I'm going to start digging. I'm going to see if I can help you. I'm going to dig on that.
Yeah,
today.
Absolutely.
That's an interesting. I hadn't heard that. We were talking about Nashville earlier and the surgical strike. How Nashville got hit, and then they're suffering. That whole Bible Belt's being hit with the gas shortage. Didn't that affect you also? Weren't you on the edge of that?
Oh no, I was smack dab in the middle of it. I mean, 72% of our gas stations were out.
You guys wouldn't. Bone dry. Yes.
And of that 28% that had something, they may have had diesel and nothing else. They may have had, a little bit of premium, but they were all out of something. Yeah, even today, I just taught, because now I top off the tank. Whenever it gets down a quarter of its, if it gets close to half a tank, I'm loading up. I've been that way for the last couple of weeks because I've been expecting this thing to hit.
And what's the gas price that you've been paying?
It was about $2.99 a gallon, but as of today, it has dropped down to I just paid $2.59.
There you go.
That's nice. We're paying almost $5 for regular unleaded out here.
We're paying almost probably 3.5 over here.
So by Sunday, you should see your price, Chaz, come down because you're in Tennessee. California, Spectre, you're not going to see yours drop till you move back.
Actually, ours is going up. June 1st, it's going up 40 cents. The goddamn state is going to hit us with a 40-cent tax because this is why I just laugh at my state. So let's give electric cars and hybrid cars a pass on registration, and as a single driver, you can travel in the HOV lane. That's the carpool lane. What they didn't realize would be the consumption of electric cars and hybrid cars would be so much that it literally cost the state $100 million in registration fees that they lost.
Oh, not to mention the per gallon road tax that was fixing the roads. So now they got to come up with another way to make it up. So they're going to have to charge you guys more tax, and they're going to have to turn around and charge, $500 to $1,000 a year per every electric vehicle because they're not making the gas tax on it for the road tax. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really was about a short-sighted. I mean, hey, look, I'm all about clean, cheap energy. That just isn't the answer yet.
Yet. And we were talking about that off air, about all the technologies that are getting ready to come to us once NESARA, GESARA happens, and then we start seeing the flood of all this new technology that's been hidden away from us, but yet it's been thrown in our faces through movies and television.
By the way, we can't get banned here. You're in a safe place, so feel free to cut loose Welcome
There's the safe
home.
arms to hold
That's
you,
all
Mark.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
change out our YouTube channel like it's underwear. It's all good, but
I'm gonna treat this like a mosh pit. I'm gonna stand up on the desk and I'm just gonna jump in.
There you go. Well, we were saying it's Mark Unfiltered.
yeah.
Because I can you, okay, so I know that I really want to know. I kind of really don't know what happened. All I know is that 21 minutes before the broadcast, you got a strike and you were given a 1-week suspension, and it was about the med beds. That's all I know.
Well,
Can you go into that?
At the beginning of that stream, Jared Rand came on and he was using the vaccine word just left and right because he was talking about how the med beds can correct the vaccine does this to your RNA or could do that. And I really feel like it was the V word. At the same time, we made it past the auto filters and the algorithms because they would have caught it in the first 24 hours. So when that happened, because I had thought about pulling it down and I didn't. So I'm guessing just some person that doesn't like us or whatever reported it because we had the vaccine word in it. So the strike was based on COVID-19 information because it doesn't agree with the mainstream narrative.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, bro.
We're talking, I mean, at this point, I mean, you want to talk about as out there as it gets. We're talking about, you know, aliens and future tech and all this good stuff. I mean,
He left.
oh no, he didn't leave. He just put us up here so he could pick his nose.
or he has a dog that's peeing on the floor. He has had that happen. Because we're live, right? This is what happens when you're live. No, that's really interesting. I didn't know that was going on. It just blows my mind. There's so much information that I was chasing this morning about Arizona and the quid warranto that's going on there that says that the Dominion machines were used since 2015, and basically anybody that was elected is a usurper of the office, meaning the governor, the sheriffs.
Anybody elected and not properly since 2016 or 17 doesn't legally hold office because they are not certifiable elections.
Correct. That's what I've been. And then this morning you saw that when you were talking to Mike, I got a thing that's stating from the Arizona Reporter stating that now something is fishy going on with the audit about the graduation that they have on Monday, yet they're starting to tear down today. So really interesting. The Arizona Reporters, I love that little paper. That is a very free speech paper, and they've had a lot of good information. They've broken a lot of stories, at least for me, and they've been easily vetted. And the whole thing about this is about vetting, and okay, so a lot of people here, and myself included, I'm still a little shaky about what is CMKX.
CMKX is a stock ticker for CMKM Diamonds, company that was based out of Canada. They had a lot of holdings, were really all over the world, mostly Canada and the U.S. and mining rights. Legitimate company, mining diamonds, gold, a number of different things, even to rare earth.
Was really rare earth. Wow.
You had politicians in bed with folks from Bank of America creating out of thin air, writing a stock certificate for millions or billions as a bribe for this person or that on CMKX's back. It wasn't the management of CMKX. It was literally the SEC, the banks, and the politicians all doing this illegally. And Al Hodges.
Wait a minute. Time out. So the SEC, who is the cop for the stock market, was actually working with the guys behind the scenes to. And now, how did you get involved in CMKX?
As a shareholder, because it had. I mean, you looked at the reserves they had, you looked at the upside, the potentials, the billions of dollars they had in actual reserves, in in-ground reserves, and they were actually developing, getting. I mean, it had such a tremendous upside. It was like a legitimately run Enron, but unfortunately, you had folks on the other side of it. Because I don't know if you're really familiar with Enron.
I am. That's why I'm laughing. That's funny. That's a funny analogy.
But see, Enron could have been a huge slam dunk if they would have run that company right. Because what they were doing is they would buy up in-ground assets, and borrow against them to develop the in-ground assets. And then they buy more in-ground, then they would borrow against them to develop them. But then they decided, hey, wait a minute, we don't actually have to develop them. We can just go buy more. And they turned it into a Ponzi scheme instead of actually getting the assets out of the ground. They just started throwing that back somewhere else. They just figured they could continue to.
And wasn't Cheney involved in Enron?
They all were. I mean, they all were. AIG, Mitt Romney, all of them. They were all in bed there. And they left the shareholders sitting on it. They basically got big time screwed.
And that's what they did to you with CMKX and many other people. Like you had on your show. What was the guy's name? I learned he's the one that
Matt Kay.
Yeah, that was really interesting. That conversation. So let me ask you this: in a perfect world, if you have one CMKX share and this happens, I know about this, kind of know about the Zim and I kind of know about the Dong. So if you had one share in CMKX, how would that translate in the RV?
Basically, what we've been told, we believe to be accurate based on tracking down just the money in different trusts and stuck here and stuck there for CMKX and settlement, is that we will make somewhere between $6 and $8 a share on the settlement. What they owe us, lawsuit. Al Hodges is famous for beating the SEC and beating the government and suing them for I think it was $3.7 trillion, largest lawsuit ever won against the U.S. government. And that's where his fame comes from. So he wins, all this money set aside, they're supposed to pay us, and they continue to find a way, subvert it, hide it, avoid it. And that's part of the settlement process, is for them to pay pay their dues, pay what they owe, especially considering they collected for it. So they really do owe us, and that money's been sitting there earning. It's been stuck here, stuck there, put in platforms. So what we expect, whether or not it pans out to this much, we don't know yet. Heck, it might be more. $6 to $8 a share on the fines and penalty side, and somewhere similar on the trust side after the reset. So each share theoretically could be worth somewhere between $14 and $16. And most of us, because it was a penny stock, we own millions of shares.
So you got that. So when you bought these shares, you kind of bought it like how Dogecoin is right now, or XLM, where they were pennies on the dollar.
Not that low. 25, 26 cents a share, something like that. But I mean, I put thousands of dollars in it. Some people put hundreds of thousands of dollars in it buying shares, and of course
I've read the amount. Yeah, just crazy amounts that people just one guy dropped $10 million on it. I mean, can you imagine? At that number that you're saying, that guy is beyond wealthy. I never really understood, because you and I never got the chance to talk about it. So now I have heard is that there are several people that in North America that have been called to appointments. And I know that you had a big call, and I don't know if you can talk about that or not. So we're going back to what they originally said 10 years ago on how they're going to roll this out, and all that speculation of the proverbial guy standing with a shotgun at the start, like for the Oklahoma territories, where he goes boom, and you hear, "Go horses, go!" Go get that 158 acres of land. It's not going to be like that. This is going to, it's going to be like a slow roll. I mean,
it looks at this point, what it looks like is it's going to be a slow roll, and if it's a slow roll based on what they initially thought they were going to roll out, it's like 10 days, 2 weeks to roll out. So right now, that's what it looks like. If some information comes in later in the weekend, I'll come screaming in here, screaming on Twitch, screaming on Twitter to let people know. But that's right now, it appears like they've gone back to that slow roll, which was the initial plan. We just kept hearing from this person and that they had changed it. And of course, then you talk to people further up the level of they're like, "Oh, we never changed anything, but we weren't going to tell you guys." I mean,
well, it's like that old saying: you get 10 people in a line, and you whisper one sentence to the first person, and you go to the end of the line, and you wait to hear what you whispered in that guy's ear 10 people, and 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be anything like you said it was. Like when I'm like the 4th to 7th person in a line sometime on information, and I have to understand that And because I do, I need to work harder on vetting information. And sometimes you can lose track of time. I mean, like when I reach out to you and I'd like to talk to you, I always send you a text. Hey, how busy are you? I mean, I understand. I'm doing, congratulations as a father. Congratulations to your daughter winning prom queen. I thought I was like, I had to scroll up and I go, wow, that's so cool. You know, that she won the prom queen. Did they already have the dance and all of that?
They've already had all those. Well, here, I
got zapped, by the way, guys, just to let you know. Luckily enough with this studio, it goes live even if people get zapped with their IP. Guys, I just got zapped. I had to restart my whole freaking computer and everything.
We thought you were just going off to go.
No.
You were going off to pick your nose.
Oh,
congratulations.
You are such a blessed man. You truly are. I'm blessed to get to have known you for as long as I've known you. And if it wasn't for you, Mark, I wouldn't be sitting here with Tiki Bob. Right. And also, I started this off with, you hadn't seen this. So I was walking one day and I picked this off somebody's yard.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Oh, wearing your yellow bird and you're wearing your flippies.
I just about always wear my flips.
Oh, you're a man. I knew you were a man after my own heart. I wear flippies.
Now, just for your bob back there. Like, straight from Hawaii, Olokai.
There you go.
Right? See, right? I got the same thing, brother. They're the whole. I paid $95 for these flips, man, and they're the best shoe on the. You know what they remind me of? Remember Earth shoes back in the 70s? They remind me of Earth shoes. Is
this what we're going to do? Show and tell? Do I need to break out mine? Come on.
Hey, at least it's an American. At least it's an American company.
Chaz, trust me. See, Olokai, I mean, it's an American company. It's in Hawaii. I mean, yeah, it's going to be $100, $120 for a killer pair, but I mean, they're going to last years. And
my God,
put on something as comfortable as an Olokai.
I had a pair last.
Embrace it, man. I mean, they need to be paying me to advertise.
Right? I hear you. I love these flips.
I'm the biggest believer in the world.
Well, I get to take them off and I get to, keep my feet connected to Mother Earth and all the vibrations and all of that. But yeah. And plus, when you're in Hawaii and you're walking on coral and coral, you don't want that piercing your feet. So these things are amazing to walk on coral to get, the morning sushi out of the tide pools.
Yeah, the morning sushi.
That's another story in another time.
I still like mine cooked.
Well, you got to have a good chef. There's a great guy on YouTube called Outdoor Chef Life. He used to be a high-end sushi chef, but he became a YouTuber, and he goes out Morro Bay. He comes down here to San Diego and catches it, and he cooks it right on the beach. And it's for somebody that loves fish, I love that channel. He's really, really a fun guy to watch. So Mark, so you think maybe next week we'll start seeing some real movement? I mean, through the weekend we might see some.
Through the weekend, back in the day, Peter Mayhew, which is responsible, helped design the payout process for CMKX. They did a lot of research and they found the best time to deliver would be in the evenings on weekends. That's the time where they had the most people actually at home. They would have 80-some% of the people actually at home. So we rather expected deliveries to happen, majority of the deliveries to happen on a weekend. So if it does, I don't know what's going to happen to me because, as a shareholder, what happens if they come in, they squash me with an NDA? Hey, look, guys, if I disappear, it's because I went to buy a new car.
Just text me. Hey, I'll talk to you on the other side. That's all you got to say to me, and that tells me you're under an NDA because I'm like in the domino chain. I'm behind you. You'll go before the both of us go. So at least I can talk a little freely till I make my appointment. I mean, I could feel it after going to Texas and coming back here. There's a different feeling back here. There's a lot of people that are pissed, and I mean pissed. I haven't seen it like when I walked into Winco yesterday. There was more people not wearing masks than there were people wearing masks, and I hadn't seen that before. which was quite amazing. You're also seeing now when you're out in public, there's very few people that are actually. Well, we also went to the beach, so we saw a lot of people, and there were not a lot of mask wearers on the beach. Whereas before I left, there was a lot. So you're starting to see that mindset change, and I honestly think because of what Chaz is doing, even though the audience is small right now, there's going to be a lot more people migrating here, and to have you to be in the room with you instead of typing to you, and I know how tough it is watching the chat scroll, especially on your shows. Some mornings it's like I'm typing just one sentence and 95 messages go by.
I can't keep up with that dude's chats. That dude's got chats on his screen on the bottom, and I'm sitting here.
That's an aggregate of 2 chats melded into one. That's what's
like, man, y'all talk about me being freaking techie, okay? I'm sitting here going, dang, he's got it up there. Dang, he's got it over here. It's all over the place.
At one point, I had 4 different. I was aggregating, like Periscope and all those. But they don't monetize you at all. They're making a fortune off you. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not sending it over there, and I'm not going to deal with that extra chat. They can come to YouTube or Twitch.
Right.
No respect for my time. But it was. I mean, I literally, if you saw my setup, I've got 3 different screens up, and there's not unusual to have different chat applications on all 3 of them.
Right.
One is I'll have people sending, whispers, that type of thing, emails during it with questions.
And it's all you. That's the remarkable thing.
Yeah.
That's all you. And I'm watching Chad. I'm watching Chaz do it too. I'm just hanging out in the stream, but I'm watching him do producer, director, talent, busboy,
pages,
So did you read about the $100 that Rumble is that $100 flat or is that $100 monthly? I didn't read that. When I got to $100, I went, I'm done.
No, if I remember correctly, it was, I looked at it. I think that is like their basic per month, which would only be good for, a handful of live streams. For more, even for a couple of weeks, was going to move to 150. And then I think it was like 250 for unlimited. I was kind of like, unless they completely take me down from YouTube, I don't have any intention. So,
although what you wish for, Mark, just take it from me.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I promise.
I know. I heard that conversation between the 2 of you, so I'm hoping that comes to pass when your guy gets back from his vacation.
Absolutely, 100%. It's a done deal.
But it's a lot easier to talk here. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that just in the couple of days you've been on Twitch, you're a lot more focused and relaxed.
Yeah, because I'm not worried about what I'm saying or what the guest is saying. It got to the point where anytime I had somebody on, I was terrified of what they would say. So, yeah, that's why
I remember when I used to be that way. 13,000 YouTube channels later.
Right.
Oh man,
Syria just fired 3 rockets into Israel.
Yeah, I mean, Syria did. See, there's
Syria did?
3 rockets were just fired from Syria towards Israel.
All right, hang on a second.
One of which fell in Syria. So 2 of the rockets made it, but 1 did not.
I wonder if the Iron Dome intercepted or they caught
That was from the Israeli Defense Force Twitter page. The Israeli Defense Force Twitter. There's a lot happening now. Now we're really
it's a lot.
It's that background music is ramping up. It's trying to get everybody in that movie theater all tense, going, "What's going to happen to them? Are they all going to die?" And meanwhile, those of us that are kicking back with our Mark, do you have tea or sweet tea on you?
Just water. Good old
water. That's a good thing.
You're in the South, man. What's up with the sweet tea? Come on, bro. Break out the sweet tea.
I like the sweet tea. The problem is I like it entirely too much. And a couple of later, I'll drink my water.
I hear you. So looks like this is live right now. Al Jazeera.
Hey, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Al Jazeera is one of the best news sources out there, and a lot of people love hating on me for that. But they
is right behind
put it out just like it is. I mean, and if it's an op-ed piece, they'll tell you that they'll give you the background of the person writing it. Well, this is an Islamic whatever. This is a Jewish. I mean, they'll give you the background of the person and let you know that it is an op-ed. Otherwise, they do a surprisingly good job just giving you the news. And that's pretty.
They have a big follow. They have a huge following in that region. I mean, all sides watch it.
Yeah,
they have a huge following all over the world. I mean, it's interesting, and I never thought I was going to say that. Meanwhile, I'm looking around here, but it's pretty sad when Al Jazeera, you got a better chance of finding out what's going on in America and our election system, our vaccines.
Oh my gosh! Right.
Here than you do like Fox and CBS and NBC and CNN and crazy.
Didn't Man Bear Pig have money in Al Jazeera and then he sold it and made like $120 million?
I don't know that part.
Really?
Man Bear Pig, Al Gore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Al Gore had money in Al Jazeera when it first started.
Oh, he invented the internet. You didn't know that?
Right. Love Canal, he gave us the entire internet. So I mean, he obviously has got like default shares in every company out there that uses it.
And he's from Tennessee.
And his wife Tipper was the one that destroyed the music industry when they went, "Oh, we must put a profanity label on Ice-T's Cop Killer album."
Yeah, and also Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Don't forget, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, he's a big Trump supporter.
Oh, huge
Trump supporter. I mean, when they came to him and asked for the music, he went, "No problem." And then you got Ted Nugent. I don't know if you've been following Ted on Facebook lately, but Ted has been going off. And I mean,
man, I'll do anything if I can get Ted on here. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody can get me in front of Ted Nugent, he is on. I mean, he is more than on.
I can probably get Fauci on here,
Dr. Death.
No, that I don't want to, deal with that right now. He's in timeout.
I heard. So what's the deal? Is Frank 26 going to come on the show? Is he going to come on your show? I heard you.
He is offered. I mean, it is literally 100% on me for not already having had Frank on there. So going to work on that. Try to get him in here Monday, Tuesday if we've not already gotten over to the other side.
That'll be a wild show. I didn't know. I thought Frank was in Hawaii. You said he's in Ohio?
Yeah. When cancer hit, he ended up going because he's from Ohio, but he pretty much he's lived for many, many decades in Hawaii and embraced the lifestyle. So, but he's in Ohio at this point. So I'm looking forward to trying to get him on and in. And I just, I didn't even think about him still being in Ohio. I thought he was back in Hawaii. So, I'd start to message like, oh, wait a minute, the time difference.
Right? I got one question for him. Ask him about the colors of his suit relating to Intel.
All right.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting when you brought that up yesterday.
I always notice that when he wears a white suit, he always drops truthful intel. I'm not saying he doesn't drop truthful intel, but I mean, it's like within a matter of hours, it's intel that is verified. And they're like, he changes his suits up according to what his intel is. So it's just something, an observation that I've made, and a bunch of other people have noticed it too. So I was just curious, when you do get to talk to him, it's a unique question, don't you think? Because
I think it is. In other words, so that we know, what to read into whatever he tells us.
By the color of his comms. I mean, you look at Melania Trump and all the things that her clothing.
Sure.
Her clothing has a lot of comms. I mean, wow. She's just mind-blowing with her comms. So if it's that, did Frank adopt that so that you could go, okay, Frank's just going to be Frank today, or Frank's going to give you some information, but it's really disinformation. Oh, now they're finding duplicate ballots in Arizona.
Yeah, that's crashing very quickly. Oh yeah, Laura, Mark, we had somebody on the ground in Maricopa County streaming live with us, and I think Monday, isn't that right, Spectre? She said
Monday she's coming back on.
But today they're doing what? because of that high school graduation stuff that we were talking about.
Can you pull up the site with the 9 cameras on it?
Yeah, give me one
And
second.
look and see, because they're supposed to pack out. Okay, Mark, you've been around the music industry. You know that you've seen big rock bands come in, set up in a half a day, and then have the show and tear down. Why are they shutting down the auditorium today for a graduation on Monday? And why couldn't the graduation, second part of it, why couldn't the graduation got moved to another auditorium?
Well, theoretically it could, but they've booked them years in advance and all those. I mean, they've already handed out, and the Arizona audit, they only lined it up through the middle of this month. But yeah, no, they're busy breaking it down. But the reason they're taking the weekend is because everything's being moved under lock and key and recorded the entire time. But they've already got other facilities as a holding, I mean, for security, so that nobody can come back and say anything questionable. They are making certain that everything's done under camera, watchful eye, 24-hour streaming, multiple agencies to coordinate.
The most amazing transparency I've ever seen our government do.
But you hear the left talking about, well, no, because they're not certified, and which is fun because when they screamed about Cyber Ninjas not being certified by whatever election, whatever, and then they go in and they find out that the last 4 years of elections in Arizona, nobody's been properly certified. So none of those, they literally screwed themselves. I mean, they pulled out the stake attempting to.
Man, was that an amazing sting operation what they've done in Arizona?
That was awesome.
I mean, where is Robert Redford and Paul Newman in this? Because that was a serious sting operation they pulled on the Arizona Democrats.
No, it really was. For them to push that point now means they make everything. They wipe everybody out of office on both sides. And now that the elections are being watched and the backlash against the Biden administration and his policies, I mean, you would look at probably a 90% red state if they push that certification issue. But of course, the court system may end up pushing it anyways. But it's man, watching this backlash has been interesting. I'm gonna sit here, eat my popcorn, my Twizzlers, and just watch it play out. Going, I told you guys.
Did you say Twizzlers?
I love Twizzlers.
I had Twizzlers at the beach yesterday when we were running the dog on the beach. I had a bunch of them on
old man candy. Isn't Twizzlers an old man candy?
It right? Doesn't. Hey, I'm an old man. My hair's long. I'll go to that. Yeah. Is everybody in the chat having fun?
Oh man, I'm doing my very best, gang, to find that. I'm having a challenge actually find it even on YouTube. I was trying to find this other stream of it, but I'm going to try to look and get it directly from. I think I can get it directly from the facility website. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get this up.
So, Mark, let's. There was a question in the chat, and I'll ask you. So, Melania's comms, Melania's clothes are seen as a signal comm to those of us that are awake, that are trying to educate people. So, I'll let you explain a little bit further on that for the people on the Twitch side of the chat. There's a couple that were asking that. So what does her clothing mean?
It totally depends. Well, of course, a lot of people read into it, and I think she has fun with it. Green, money, gold, reset. She wears different things based on, and of course, it may be nothing at all other than her style, and we're all reading it into it, just like we do for whatever in this community. But it's similar to, did the flag have gold fringe? Did what type of flagpole was it on? Everybody reads into it. So I don't know if she's just messing with us or having fun, or if she is indeed telling us a lot by what she wears. And I would assume, based on how much conversation there is, I mean, even the New York Times has done stories how they think it is code for the QAnon crowd, how she's telling them some secret piece of information.
Well, it was like that day with Trump talking about how he and Melania were going to take a RV from Florida all the way up to DC. And I mean, how many times did he say RV in that? And people like us, we all freaked out. We're like, okay, and then the comms about JFK being alive from Kennedy, by doing his nose, and the children singing the song. What was that? Wolf something. I can't remember what that was, but there's all these little comms that, that if you know where to look and you know how to look, you can see the war happen in front of you. And I guess that's what the three of us do, is we have an acute sense to gather that information. And I gotta say, Mark, that there's so many people that hold you in this community in such high regards, because in my opinion, you've been the only one that just talks to the people in the chat. Everybody else talks at them, but you talk to them. And that was, for me, that's what gravitated me to you, was like, okay, I'm going to have a cup of coffee at 7 a.m. I'm a little foggy because I stayed up till 3, but I'm here. And and the chat community that you have is truly, truly an amazing group. But now to see, like, did you see how many people were on Twitch today? It blew my mind.
Yeah, I did. It was at any one time I was looking up, and it was staying consistently over 2,000 just in Twitch.
Yeah, you had 2.3 mil when I was looking at it. I went, and then I looked at that cool little feature where you can look at the flags and see where everybody's from. And there was and you have that on yours, Chaz, on your Twitch, the flag. Mm-hmm. That was really amazing how many people around the world and where they are that were listening.
Hey, they've cut off this live cam, gang, and this is live right now on YouTube. If it's connected, this is very interesting, folks. That's this is.
Oh no, that's the Arizona audit.
I've still got it live on my Arizona audit.
Yeah, let me check
that over.
Here, yeah, I'm gonna steal your screen,
please.
That's a dangerous thing. That button is dangerous.
Yeah, let's fix the tech issue too. That's been driving me nuts, man. All right.
I just got a text from the boss, and it says he's down and he's working on getting it back up. Gotta love my mobile service.
There you go.
That's funny.
What do you see over there? It's interesting, Mark. Anything stands out to you?
Mostly what's standing out to me is this picture. This used to be boxes of ballots.
Yeah.
Which means they moved in, and then over. Oh, wait a minute. Hit the wrong button there, Mark. This one used to be 4 cameras, and now it's only 2. This is where they, of course, are loading in and loading out. There used to be secured ballots over here. This is the break room. Well, wait a minute. Mouse over here. This is what they use as a break room, of course, where they load it. Right next to it is the same area from a different angle. Here's break room. They were transitioning. You can see the back of the truck. Right there is the same truck as here. You're just looking at a different angle on it. But there were 4 cameras here where they were showing as they walk to restrooms, walk away. So I guess they assume this is enough.
Is that the Arizona? Is that the Yeah, that is. That's ArizonaAudit.org.
Yeah, this is the official streaming site. The people there. But at this point, it appears, looking at all of them, that what they've done is they've already. I mean, they're even giving us the trucks. And I assume what they have done is locked and loaded these things in the truck, and then you can see the twist ties for anybody that's in shipping. They do them. They got serial numbers on them.
Yeah, that's super important. Those things break. That driver he's foobarred. That driver is foobarred if those seals break.
And there was a different angle on this one. Yeah, I think it's this angle. Yeah, it's not showing, but one of the angles when I looked earlier, you could see where the where they were under observation, not just camera, but by people. And I assume these trailers will get picked up and stored somewhere, or they may leave them right here because they will be out of the way of any graduation or whatever. But now they're breaking down the tabletops as well. Off to right here. These were also ballot storage.
Mm-hmm.
They had them on both sides in long boxes.
And you had the whole database that was deleted too.
Yeah, you get the whole database deleted. But if you saw a letter today, I'm going to look on a different.
Is that the one about the meeting? Is that the one you're speaking of? Is this not meeting number 2, correct?
Yes. Yeah, it's an emergency meeting because they got to make sure that they all have their story straight when the law come and go click and give them the silver bracelets because they know it's coming.
Oh, absolutely, they do. No question.
No, I've got insiders in Arizona that expect Biden to willingly step down in the next 7 days. Just because
I was telling Chaz that earlier. The Arizona Reporter reported that at 8 o'clock this morning, while during your show, that they expect him to step down in 7 days. So, is that okay? So, Mark, we both know that Bob Marley isn't a legal citizen of the U.S. because her parents are both British. So
right?
she can't get it. So that befalls to Nancy Pelosi, and crazy Nancy's just crazy enough to go, where's the button? And I can need a Mai Tai. And then she hits the button, and then the whole world goes. But I think that's the event that will scare a lot of Americans to give that witch the power. I think that's when the military goes, like a Kim Day Timbo from the Geico commercial. No.
Right. Somebody was talking about the Dominion letter. It was such BS. Okay, that came out. I didn't see, or if I did, I've been covering tons of stuff, just like we all have. But it's got to. I mean, you're talking about 7 days, roughly, from what you talked about with Biden from a source, or speaking of, would step down based upon the Arizona audit going on here. My question is this: what's it going to take? I mean, what the significance is if they broadcast he's stepping down and then rolling in to the EBS or the 10 Days of Darkness? I mean, everything's kind of overlapping, if that makes any sense.
No, absolutely.
You got an event. Oh, wait a minute. You thought that was something? Hang on. Here we go. And it starts stair climbing up rapidly.
You got a PA audit in the offing. You've got Arizona audit. Of course, we got alien disclosure coming in June. I mean, this is all building to just a massive crescendo. All of it. I mean, just so much coming together. It's the perfect storm of just craziness.
So, what? I know we'll start wrapping it up now. And Mark, again, I appreciate you.
Because I just got a warning. I got 10% left on my laptop, so good timing.
Oh, great. I've got work I've got to get to as well.
I figured that, but we can't thank you enough, and thank both of you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close her on out here. Here's the
Mark,
biggest.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. 15 seconds. Mark, Spectre, final thoughts. Each of you got 15 seconds.
All right, Spectre, you're first.
Oh, okay. I guess you let the old guy go first. Is that how it is? I think this weekend is going to be an amazing, a lot of popcorn eating, building up towards to an event. But don't be afraid. Be calm. We know that you're here for a reason. God's got you pegged to be a humanitarian for a reason. And the three of us here are here to help you be calm and be cool. And that's all I got to say. And remember, I live in the People's Republic of California, and I'm reporting live behind the enemy lines. So I'm putting a lot to be on here. Mark?
I'm in Roy Cooper's, North Carolina. I live in the United States of dystopia. So I'm looking for a quiet weekend full of piecemeal deliveries, and then I think we will hit turbo speed. Somebody's going to kick in the nitrous oxide very beginning of next week is what I'm looking for. If something changes or different, you're going to hear me scream. I'm going to let Chaz know. Screaming everywhere. And for those on yours, they may not have seen this, Chaz.
Yeah.
I've got this prepared to wear. When you see me streaming wearing this shirt.
Henrietta's egg.
Yep.
That chicken.
That's the code. Got it.
You will know that the golden goose has landed. We got a golden egg, and we are on the other side. Or you'll know that at least I got paid. And
screw all you people! I'm fucking out of here. Woo!
Well, guys,
like this. I'm gonna be like.
Well, gentlemen, we sure appreciate you here at PPN. Thank you so much for your servitude and what both of you bring to the table. It's an honor and privilege to be around you guys, and the intel you have is incredible. I want to say thank you both. Appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I'm sure we'll all be in touch when we start hearing this. So thanks again, guys.
Like little 12-year-old girls is grown.
I'm out.
And that's how the cookie crumbles, so to speak. I think that was from a movie, wasn't it? Yeah, there you go. So we had to have a little bit of fun towards the end, but we're extremely excited about where this is going. So God bless the Republic of the United States of America, and God bless you, Patriots, because without you, there's not an America, folks. Let's take care of some business. Here we go.